It's a new form of capitalism where folks basically sit on your money. You order something online, they blame it on the pandemic, say that it's the global supply chain. And by the way, that's a legitimate thing. They blame it on the pandemic and never tell you in advance. They basically take your order. This has happened to my family, by the way. The reason I know about it, it's happened several times to Shatra. She was ordering furniture for her house or something. They take your money and then they send you a note after they have your money and saying, sorry, that item that you ordered that said on the website that you're going to get it in a week or 2 or 3, well, that won't be ready now for 3 months or 4 months or whatever the thing is, end of the year. And then they expect you to be, I don't know, lazy or have short-term memory or frustrated or not follow through. They expect you just to move on, in these companies, because if they were responsible, they would have said on their website, this is delayed. So if they do that, they're trying, many of these companies, there may be small companies, they're living on the deposit. So they take your money in, the part that's a profit, they take that part, they put the money for, if they're a responsible company, for the order that they then have to order wholesale. So you've ordered from them retail, they have to take the part of that they got to pay for the product because they're a middleman, wholesale. They put that aside, they're a responsible company. If they're an irresponsible company, they spend the whole money and they pay for that later. And then when that piece finally comes in, then they pay for it and send you your product. So you're paying now and you're waiting to get your product later. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you acknowledge it and that you're signed up for that. If you haven't signed up for that, then the answer is not a must, right? You're not agreeing to having somebody, basically live off your deposit. This has happened to me in business, by the way, where I'm dealing with a certain kind of a company, and these are big contracts now. The thing I'm talking about now is several, either hundreds to $1,000, a couple $1,000, but I'm talking about major contracts where I'm paying somebody on time. This has happened to me several times with general contractors, with property management companies, whatever. They're what I call floating my cash. So they collect, I'm paying them a fee. They're collecting rent from me or whatever the thing is. Or let's just say I'm paying them a fee. Then they delay, I'm paying them a fee on time. They delay, this is like an epidemic. They delay the work coming to me by weeks and sometimes months and assume I'll do nothing about it. No, I'm the wrong one. So I press, I push, I write letters. I've not had to sue anybody in a decade. I might have to sue somebody here soon who will regret it because the lawsuit will be the last of his problems with me. Reputationally, he'll be ruined. I've been giving him every chance in the world, but he took my money on time, big money, for something I paid him for it on time, and he then delayed the work. The work actually was shoddy, and it still hasn't finished. This is an epidemic. It's happening with big contracts, small contracts. I'm seeing it now with mail order. Some of this is legitimately the supply chain. So companies that are responsible will let you know, hey, this is beyond my control. If you still want to order this, fine. But other companies are taking your money and keeping it. And then when you try to get a refund, they're like, we speak in no English or something, right? And you say, well, do you speak a lawyer? Do you speak whatever accent you want to use, right? I'm not picking on any accent there. Whatever, you become bilingual. Do you speak legalese, right? Because you're about to get a lawyer letter, right? So, this is becoming a problem, and I thought I had to do a video on it. One way to get around this is the American Express card. So if you charge something on the American Express card, and if the vendor is irresponsible, you can challenge that with American Express. American Express will then go deal with the vendor, give you credit for the charge on your Amex charge. You don't have to deal with it anymore, and they'll go fight the battle for you. That's different from other credit card companies. I don't want to name them, but that's different from that where you're really on your own trying to get your money back. If you call it fraud, but that's a big statement, then maybe the credit card company will give you a credit for it. But typically, you got to go fight this company, try and get your money back. I saw this lady online who actually bought a car online and paid it cash through some kind of a card, and it was like $23,000. And she's still trying to fight to get this online car company to give her even a reaction, a response, yet alone her money back. They haven't even started the refund process. So just understand there's some games being played here. from small companies, medium-sized companies. I haven't seen, I'm sorry, my bad. This example I'm giving with the lady with the online car, that was a big company. You can probably, Google search that. $24,000 was a cash amount, bought a car online, and it's now dealing with drama. You can just research that on your own. So I'm not naming the company's name. Go on my social media accounts. You can find I retweeted it on Twitter. I might have put it on another platform. Definitely was on Twitter. So some companies are legitimate. Let's just say most companies are legitimate. But you've got some scamsters out there and people who are floating. Well, you used to say when I was growing up, floating that check. You remember you wrote that post-dated check and you running real fast and hoping that when you put it in the mail, that stamp, there was a slow boat to wherever, and you're hoping that your cash came in before that check got to the processing cash. Well, there's no float anymore. The bank gets your money, they cash the check, money better be there. It used to be a 3, 4, 5 day float. No mas. So I know the game because I played it as an entrepreneur. Don't let yourself get played, right? And I told people when I was honest about it. I was like, look, I got a check for you here. I'm sending it to you. Don't try to cash it until you call me. I was straight. Rachel Doff, if she's watching this, she's laughing her tail off because my chief of staff of 28 years used to hold checks in her drawer that I signed, but would bouncy if she sent them to anybody. And she would parse them out every week and call folks and say, look, that check's now good, right? And she'd tell people, look, if you really want this check, I'm gonna send it to you, but don't try to cash it, right? So we were straight up about it. Now, thank God, that's not a problem. But these companies now are not playing fair. They're playing fast and loose with your money. Go to Operation Hope, download the Hope in Hand app. Make an appointment for Hope Inside near you. We are the Starbucks of financial inclusion. We're the private banker to the working poor, the struggling class, the struggling middle class. Those folks with too much month into their money, that's Hope Inside. In Operation Hope, we are America's private banker and America's financial coach. Love and light. I'm out. John Hope Bryant. All our services are free, by the way. You don't have to post data check to us. Peace.